Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a quick broadcast of Jerusalem's Gate. And I do mean real quick. I don't know if you've been the talk about the Iran nuclear, the new and improved Iran nuclear deal. You know, we learned from the first Iran nuclear deal that it costs us cargo planes of cash, and how many people siphoned that cash off for themselves, or how much weapons were used to go against troops in Iraq and Syria, fueling Hamas and Hezbollah. I mean, it's amazing. But we have to come to the conclusion that Iran is not going to stop building a nuclear weapon unless somebody stops them. And I'm not being a warmonger here. All I'm saying is that Iran nuclear deal, no matter how many sanctions you lift off or how much cash you give them, they're not going to stop building the nuclear bomb because they have a quest for something, and that quest is expansion and power. And they know, they're not stupid in the fact that they know that once they get a stockpile of nuclear weapons, delivery systems, they have that. They have that. But once they have a stockpile of nuclear weapons with proper delivery devices that can go anywhere in the world, they'll be treated totally different. And they're bold right now in Iraq and in Syria and Yemen and stuff like that. I can't imagine a fully armed, nuclear-powered Iran and being Israel, because I'd be extremely, extremely worried. And nothing. I pray. You know, I know Jerusalem's Gate doesn't have a lot of subscribers, but I pray that there's somebody close to our Commander-in-Chief that can have his ear for a little while and talk some sense that Iran, under no situation, is going to stop building a nuclear weapon. And when the day comes that Iran stockpiles nuclear weapons and the delivery devices attached to the delivery devices, that the world will have changed at that point until it's stopped. Because not only Ezekiel, I'm going to show you Ezekiel 38. I know what you're probably saying. You talk about Ezekiel 38 a lot. I do, but I just wanted to tell you, God lists the countries that's coming against Israel. And I just wanted to show you one thing. One of the country he lists is Persia. And Persia, as we all know, is an ancient term for Iran. I know in my heart that Iran, on the current situations and how people have been treating Iran, I know that Iran's going to become a nuclear powered nation, and they already have very deliverable delivery devices that can strike anywhere. And they're not going to come out with it immediately. They're not going to make it known immediately. They're going to stockpile many of them in case something happens and they have to use it. The world is changing. I'm looking at a clock right now, and I hear the second hand clicking. And it reminds me of something the Lord told me, and I won't go into detail, but every time I hear that little click on that second hand, Iran is getting closer and closer to changing the world as we know it. And Iran knows that people would treat them differently, and then at that point they can start really pushing their weight around. I hope you understand the message. By some miraculous miracle, I pray this message gets to our Commander-in-Chief, whom I pray for all the time, as we all should pray for our Commander-in-Chief, regardless who that Commander-in-Chief is. We're obligated by the Scriptures to pray for our Commander-in-Chiefs. With that and said, you're watching and listening to another broadcast on Jerusalem Gate. Remember, God loves you. More importantly, God loves you, and we here at Jerusalem's Gate love you. I'll catch you on the next broadcast.